Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review, and next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is Marvel's KATY, Awkwafina's character in the movie. This is a Target exclusive. The DPCI is 087162617, I believe that it is. That is the correct number. I was able to order it just after midnight last night because the street date is today, April 25th, Sunday. So I put in my order for pickup, and boom, it was ready. Stores should be getting solid cases of those. All exclusives always come in solid cases of 6. So some stores may get more than one case. We shall see. I don't know how in demand the figure will be, but it is exciting if you are a movie figure collector because we get, the more characters we get, always the better for it. Now, we don't really know Marvel's KATY, what character she really is. It's just going to be a completely new character. Usually kind of weird when we get those figures in Legends form, but I'm always open to new figures, so that is cool. So we get that Shang-Chi logo up there. Side artwork of Awkwafina looks pretty cool. There on the back of the package, we get the full artwork, promo artwork of Awkwafina's character. It says, KATY, Shang-Chi's oldest friend, is free-spirited and fiercely loyal. That's hardly anything of a bio. It gives us like no information about her character whatsoever. Like, how does she know how to use a bow and arrow if she's from America? And there, I mean, I guess she could have the training and all of that. So just kind of weird, but we shall see when the movie drops in September. But let's get right to it and open up the package. Okay, so here is the KATY figure out of the package, and you can see she actually has some really nice accessories. So she comes with these interchangeable hands, so we get fists to go along with the open holding hands that she comes with. Those hands are good for holding the bow and holding the arrow. We get a quiver, which has some nice details in it, so when we kind of zoom in, I will show you guys that. She has a hard time standing, as you could tell there, when you have like her arms kind of out in front of her, but here we kind of get this little bundle right here. It looks to be like it should be two arrows maybe in there. So this little bundle that you can put into the quiver, and then we get a single arrow here. It's just done with brown plastic, a little bit of red for the dart tip, and then there for the feather on the back. But we also get this weird ass looking thing that is a Daijing. I believe that is how you pronounce it. It is some kind of bird type creature that does not have a face. So everyone's saying, "Where's the face? Where's the face? What is that thing? It looks like a hairy nutsack." Yeah, it is what it is, right? It goes back to like old Chinese legend on what these creatures are. We'll see it in the movie, I'm sure. Lego sets have revealed this to be called Morris. So I guess that's its pet name, I would take it. But there's some pretty cool things. So as we get in for a closer look at the Awkwafina figure, we will take a look at the wings, which has some nice metallic paint going on there. This thing is sculpted nice, but it's static. You're not going to get anything. It's just going to sit there and look weird. But pretty cool nonetheless. But there she is. So let's zoom in on the KATY figure, Awkwafina's character, because the head sculpt looks really damn good. Okay, so here's a close-up look at Awkwafina's character, KATY. The figure looks really good. The head sculpt of Awkwafina came out fantastic. Now, one of the things with the digital face print along her cheeks, it almost looks like freckles, but I think that's just kind of how that print looks to get it the most accurate facial representation possible. Here in the bright light and everything, it's really not noticeable, but having it in hand, you might see that a little bit and kind of wonder what's going on there. But the head sculpt just looks really good. Now, the rest of the figure, there's really not a whole lot going to it. We see this texture in the sculpt of her robe here. Is this a gi? You guys can let me know down in the comments below if I'm getting that right for this. But the texture looks really good, but the details of right here of like the sash and the collar just look absolutely fantastic. Look at the paint apps on there for like the green leaves and the white for the flower petals and everything. Just looks fantastic, and that goes all the way throughout. We see here is where the sash comes together to tie, but just looks really, really nice. I'm impressed with it. And then looking at the collar there. But that's kind of it for the rest of the figure. As you can see, there's just not a whole lot going on with the rest of the figure. No paint apps whatsoever, except for her feet. So we got those sandals there. And it gets a little bit sloppy around the toes, the big toe, but not a big deal at all. But I like it. Looks really good. But that head sculpt is just fantastic. Looks really nice. Just to get this out of the way, the sash piece is actually a separate piece from the skirt piece and the torso. So it can kind of move around, like you could twist it around if you wanted to. So just know that is a separate piece. Now looking at some of the other things we have here, this is Morris. Morris is a Daijing. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a bird type creature. It does not have a face. That is why they did not do that. It does not really even have a head. It's just kind of there. Now it's an ancient creature in Chinese folklore or history. So that is there. I really don't know anything else about it. The Lego sets have revealed that its name is Morris. And that's really all we know. We get a little bit of paint there for the back, a little bit of different color, brown there. It's sculpted nicely because you could see the fur, you can see like the paws on this thing, but it's static. You're not going to get any motion. It's just going to sit there and look really weird. The wings, I think, are actually pretty cool because look at the paint on under those wings. It's a nice metallic turquoise and purple. They're just kind of all over the place, but what I'm thinking is that it's supposed to have like a glow type effect. And I think that actually looks really cool. Now, we'll see how it all works out in the movie and how that's going to be. But until then, it's just a weird looking thing that just sits there. Looking at her bow and arrow in the quiver. The quiver is really nice. As you can see, you can actually store the bow inside the quiver. So that is pretty cool. And then here on the side is where you would store the arrows. So we get that bundle there that can go in there, and then we have the single arrow, which you can kind of force in there as well, but doesn't hold as nicely when you have the bundle in there. But you could put the single one in there, but it kind of rattles around and it would not stay. But the quiver is painted nicely. I like that. We just get brown for the strap that goes around, but the silver on there is applied nicely. So there she is. Now let's zoom out for her articulation, which, fair warning, it's limited. Another female figure with limited articulation. It happens. Okay, so KATY, Awkwafina, she can look down somewhat. The head is on a dumbbell joint, not a ball peg and hinge. She can't look up because the hair gets in the way. We see that with pretty much every female figure. You get a full rotation in there and you get some good neck pivot going on. Arm, you can get to up that high. Full rotation, of course. Single jointed elbow with the swivel at the elbow. And you get just over a 90-degree bend there. The wrists swivel and they do hinge. The torso is on a well, I guess it'd be a waist ball, so not necessarily the diaphragm joint. So, but she can pivot to her left that much. She can pivot to her right that much, which is actually pretty good range of motion. She can go back quite a bit, and she can actually come forward a little bit, which I would say would be a little bit more than most female figures would give us, and I think part of the reason is going to be that sash, but I also think that sash covers up the waist getting very small to kind of accommodate this piece to not make it look too bulky. So there's that. And then you get the swivel there at that joint as well. Now here is another problem. So the dress portion, the skirt portion, it has a slit going up that high, no slit on her left side. So you can get the right leg to go out some, but that's pretty much it. Now the other thing is kicking forward. Yeah, not really. Kicking back, not really. So that just greatly hinders everything because in there we get an upper thigh cut. We got a double jointed knee, which is actually a pinless knee. So you get that much bend there, but you just can't really fully utilize it. Now, another cool thing with the design of this figure is you have the pant leg that ends there. So you get this portion of this leg that's in there. We actually do have a swivel at that spot, which is pretty cool. And then you get the foot to hinge all the way down, crazy amount. You can get it to hinge up as well. And we have a nice ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But this is just an interesting design to make kind of that pant leg look a little bit more realistic instead of getting all tight and like stuck around her leg. And then you get the function of turning that little portion. So that's pretty cool. So there is Awkwafina's articulation. So hindered, but not really a surprise, especially for this wave when we've seen that quite a bit. Okay, so for the first side-by-side here, we have Shang-Chi and KATY next to each other. And you can see Shang-Chi is quite a bit taller. I don't know, from what I remember seeing in the trailer, I don't think he's like really towering over her. But that is a pretty big size difference between the two. I mean,
we make a good team.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. So let's see all of the Shang-Chi movie figures together now. Okay, so here are all the Shang-Chi movie figures together side by side, and I am getting very excited for the movie now that we've actually gotten the trailer. You know, I went through most of the figures without having seen a trailer yet. I actually went through all the figures without seeing the trailer yet, except for this KATY Target exclusive figure. So it was kind of tough not understanding kind of some of the things when it comes to the movie. Now, it doesn't change how the figure can move and all those kinds of things and how overall it looks, but how they translate into figure form from the movie. Hasbro did a great job. We didn't get to see Xiaolin actually in that outfit in the trailer, so maybe that's like a final battle suit type of thing that kind of matches Shang-Chi's, her brother's. So we shall see. I'm getting very excited for the movie, and I can't wait for it to come out. We still have quite a bit of time. You know, we're at the end of April. It comes out in September, so we're a little over 4 months away. So again, I am getting really excited. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of these figures, what you think of that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings movie trailer. What do you think of this Target exclusive KATY figure? Are you a fan of Awkwafina? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.